fed us, who have always promised us bread and they give us nothing. And yet they are the ones who pass the very policies. They are the ones who refuse to give us money that is supposed to be ours. They are the ones who delay allowances to come in at all the time. They are the ones, the NRM is the party that has caused suffering in the university. It has taken away everything that we deserve. It has always, because right now you can see who runs the university. It is the administration. It is a public university. We deserve, they owe us something. If they cannot provide us better education, they owe us a good living. They owe us good welfare. For us to get the energy to go to the libraries and be able to read. How are we going to read if we cannot eat, if we are hungry? So, it is a call to you. It is a call to each and every one of us that when you sit down and sit on yourself, it is a call to all of us here. It is a genuine call to all of us here. That it is. Emakerol. A coming down noise. So it is a genuine call. It is a clarion call to all of you that whenever they sit on the rights of others, it might be a case for government students, but at the end of the day, you realize they are private students. Now, government students are crying, yet they have someone to cry to. But there are private students who cry, and nobody is going to give them anything, right? For me, I've always been a private student from day one. I've never received even a call from anyone to give me anything. Yeah? But I've always stood with Makererians. I've always stood with government students to fight for them, because I know once we continue fighting, once we fight for a revolution of students, one day things are going to change. Right? So it is not a question of Northcote. It is not a question of Mitchell. It is never a question of has the guild president stood with us. Right? I know that is the most important thing. Our leaders must be able to stand with us at all times. But I'm telling you that if we do not, and our president has always told us, fighting starts with us ourselves. Right? Fighting starts with us ourselves. When we wait for our leaders to come and stand for us, we are going to die of hunger. There are days when you were in halls of residences and you could not get anything. You look for coins where you did not leave them. You get like 300 shillings and go and purchase cassava. And you feed on that with bushera. I know very many people who can relate to that. Yeah? But this kind of brotherhood, the vigor, the urge to fight for yourselves is what matters at the end of the day. Today you're going to say, you're going to fight, and then they provide these allowances. But next semester, what is going to happen? They are going to delay them. Yeah, I've been in moments when these are temporary fights. But the president has always told you, stand up for leadership positions. When you get into leadership, do not be cowards. Stand up, maintain your stand as the guild president. Yeah? I'm hearing some of you calling out some of the leaders that we voted. Personally, I'm one of the people who entrusted them. I met you and sold these candidates to you, right? But at the end of the day, when you become a leader, please make sure that that administration never compromises you at any one time, right? Once you make your stand clear to them, once you stand with your students, they're going to respect you even more. I was a minister in Nambasa's government. But she never at one time allowed those people to compromise her. She made it clear to them that students want this. We always fought at all times. So, it is my question to you that, to you leaders, all of you are leaders, the party has provided for you food, but this is only a temporary measure. It is only temporary. This food will not take you even 2 weeks. But what do we need as a university? We should not be threatened. Just because police is outside, that does not mean that we are not going to pass there when you are going back. So, no one should intimidate you. The right to a living includes the right to access to food. Whether it is a private student, whether it is a government student. I need you students to have courage and always choose leaders or stand in those very leadership positions to make sure that you ask for what you owe. You understand? So, lastly, as I conclude, I would love to thank each and everyone who has been able to make it here. I would love to thank the leaders that have been able to mobilize. Otule, Wandukwa, Basalirwa, Saku, all of you. I would love to thank all of you who have made an effort to come here amidst all the propaganda and the intimidation that there is going to be police here. Even if they come, this is our country. So, thank you so much. We build for the future, for good and my country. People power, our power. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. That is our ancestor. No, he's an elder yet to be an ancestor. He's a progressive. About to qualify. Not so? Yeah, thank you so much. For the case of gender, do you have any lady in the house that has gotten the vibe? Anita. Come, please come. Anita, Honorable Anita. Anita, hoy. Anita, hoy. Ra! Cha! Ah! Please escort her. Please escort her. Hey. Oh. 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 Oh, the Iron Lady. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Hey, coming, oh. You know, we used to strike and it was one way. So whenever we would meet beautiful ladies, we could say, Akahaga, Akahaga, Akahaga. Anyway.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Ekalicho! I said
Soko, now is Soko J, what do you come and just give us the vibe. I like this young gentleman here. Saku, you are. Emma Keriroy. Emma Keriroy. Standing together with them all, a solidarity, a starving Z, a government Z, a no longer Z, a no longer government Z, the administration Z, gallant Makelarians, men of valor, I tell you, today, each and everyone in the nation. I told those people of media to stand together with the students, the starving students, the government students, not leaving out the private students. They are also suffering. I'm a private student. I'm also suffering. A common student like you. We must stand together as one. We must not be divided. If you feel as I feel, if you cry as I am crying right now, I call upon you to stand with us and fight for change, to stand with us as revolutionaries. A new power, a people's power, a solidarity. Kunga Chagulanyi Kunga, Kunga NUP Kunga, Kunga Makerere Kunga. Hello. Yeah. I like the vibe. I like the what? Ladies and gentlemen, women of valor, men of valor, join me as we welcome the commandant, the commander, the CDF, the combatant, Hello, Galantimakererians, you men and women of valor, you men and women of virtue, the gallant members of Intellectual Cosmos, a cream de la cream of intellectualism, the gallant members of Congogo Mari. It is ultimately trafficking, bombasting, incanstagaras, verbal dadas. It is intertwined with idiosyncratic stereotypity. A combatanto, a fighting go for student rights so, and now whoa. Hello, Galantimakererian. As I conclude, there was a poet called John Donne who said, "Don't ask for whom the bell tolls, it toll for thee." The bells no longer toll for minority, it toll for all of us. The bells no longer toll for combatant, it toll for all of us. Let's come on the crossroad of history and we send our heart back. We fight for the right of Makererian. We fight for human right fundamentalism. A Makerero, a culture, a regaining no, a reclaiming no. That's the combatant for you. Please give him a round of applause. Thank you, Mr. Combatant. Rogers, please bring the minister here. There is a seat for her. Change la chiveko. Change la tuachimaze. There is a visionary president in this place. There is a visionary president. None other than Robert Sentamu Kyagulanyi. The only visionary president we have in the Republic of Uganda. So whoever is yawning, it is about to stop. I am telling you, even ulcers are about to stop. He's about to come. The gladiator, do you know the gladiator? The ghetto gladiator. You're about to see him. You're about to see who? People power. You first stand up. Hey Bobi. Hey Bobi. Hey Kyagulanyi. Hey Bobi. Hey Bobi. Hey Kyagulanyi. People power. Our power. People power. Our power. A Bobi Bobi. A Bobi Bobi. A Bobi Bobi. A Chagulani. A Bobi Bobi. A Bobi Bobi. A Chagulani. People power. Our power. You can get seated. Hey, I think no one is dozing. Yeah, we are just eagerly waiting for that honest time to welcome the ghetto gladiator, the only visionary president in the Republic of Uganda, the legitimate president of Uganda is about to come. Ladies and gentlemen, I still want more vibe. Wandukwa. Right jana tuayo Wandukwa. Coming on. Cha.
Ema kereroi. Piga makofi. Chaguliwa foyo tumwaga. Na yatimanyi. Chaguwa foyo. Na yatimanyi. Nenupu ya feno. Na yetimanyi nenupu ya feno. Na yetimanyi chagulanyi wa fono. Na yetimanyi. Piga makofi. Chagulanyi wa foyo. Na yatimanyi. Ema kereroi. Gallant Makererians, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Wandukwa Simon, and first and foremost I want to thank you all for making it to this venue amidst very serious intimidation, both from the police and from the administration. The question, yes, and the hunger. Yes, the question of hunger in Makerere is a reality that we all may want to shy away, but lives with us. Many of our friends have remained behind there, and they're actually dying in their small rooms. Some of them have not had even a single meal from yesterday. It does not discriminate the government or private students. And I think it is only just important.
President,
can we stand up? Can we rise as we receive our visionary president, His Excellency Robert Sentamu Kyagulanyi, aka Bobi Wine, the ghetto gladiator. Bobi. Our power. Chagulanyi. People power. Our power. Listen to this. Our students are complaining night and day. They wonder why they continue to live this way. Listen to me, listen to me. All we know is that things can change someday if you really want them to change anyway. Makerere land is of abundance, but Makererians are suffering hunger today. Listen to this, listen to me one more time. Nawangwa life, Museveni wants life presidency. We must abandon that silly tendency. Listen to me. Uganda's rich, but Uganda's poor because the leader is drunk in power. He runs the nation like family affair. The citizens suffer, but he don't care. Say, United Forces of Change. Hey, Bobi, Bobi. People power. Our power. People power is our power. Our power is people power. Power. People power is our power. Our power is our power. People power. Mr. President, when it comes to university and university politics and universitarians, things become different. We were supposed to begin with the prayer, but you see how they have started. The prayer was different. So I assume you know that we have prayed. Thank you. Come and lead us in both the national and the NUP anthem and Makerere anthem. You are free to call assistance.
I feel like passing, I feel like graduating. My name is Kwarisima Joshua. I come from Kazo district and I'm at Makerere doing education. Thank you. Yes. So we are going to sing the national anthem, then we sing the NUP anthem and the Makerere anthem. Oh Uganda, may God uphold thee. We lay our future in thy hand. United, free, for liberty, together we always stand. Makerere, Makerere, we build for the future, the great Makerere, great, great and mighty, the walls around me, great, great and mighty, the place beside me. We will not forget those who have been through the gate of Makerere. Give them the pride, give them the pride. All congratulate them by the great Makerere, Makerere, Makerere. We build for the great Makerere, great, great and mighty, the walls around me, great, great and mighty, the great beside me. So let's mobilize the power and we sing the most powerful anthem. Olutalo galuwede tuliyambale ngule, tuliyambale ngule, tuliyambale ngule. Olutalo galuwede tuliyambale ngule, tulivimba mu Uganda, tuliyambala, tuliyambala, tuliyambala eno nsi masa masa. olutalo nga luwedde tuliyambale engule tulivimba mu Uganda empya. Emakerero, Kyagulanyi, People Power, Hangazi, Enarimuzi, Abazeizi.
You will have your seats because I said we had a special prayer. We commit this gathering to God and we pray that He guides us through, especially on this day when we are meeting with the standard of Uganda's future. You are the standard of Uganda's future. What you are is what Uganda will be like. So if you're going to stand for the voiceless, you know that Uganda will not have voiceless people because you're the standard of the future. And we are very, very humbled that we are with you here, though not in very interesting times, not in merry-making times, but in times when your plight has been forgotten, times when the environment that anybody is supposed to enjoy while getting into the academia is not what you are enjoying. You are stifled to achieve whatever took you there, and it is for that reason that the National Inter-Platform, being a party of young people, a party of the promise of the new Uganda, a party with inclusivity, we found it imperative that we give you a platform because we have seen the nasty ongoings everywhere. You saw what happened, what is happening in Chambogo and all your other sister and brother students. So we do stand with you, and that's the purpose that we are here. Mr. President, sir, this gathering is here to understand the plight of our government students in all, both government and tertiary institutions that have been forgotten by those that are responsible to cater for their welfare. They are in very deplorable state, and we want to thank you and your leadership and the party for giving them that platform. We thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, because we are bogged by time, we will have very few speakers, but I want to take special recognition of the leaders present. The one in charge of the young people, the Honorable Zake Francis Gotebi, is with us. You're most welcome. We do have Benjamin Katana, the party treasurer. He's with us, and the former guild president. We are with the Secretary General of the party, a former leader of the Student Union, Guild Speaker, Makerere University. You're most welcome. I want to welcome Musiri, the one in charge of students. He's the head of institutions here. I want to also introduce the former guild president, Dr. Nambasa. You're most welcome. Zake was also guild president. Yes, Zake was also guild president. So without wasting any more time, allow me invite Peter Banks. Peter Banks, is he here?
Okay, he's subscribed. Yeah.
Yes, Peter Banks, please come and give us an opening of whatever is happening there, and then we will invite Ainembabazi Dorin, the Minister of Government Students, to also put us in the loop.
Thank you so much. First and foremost, protocol observed, I'd like to thank God for this opportunity He has granted to me to stand in front of great men and women of valor, valiant Konkogome, the Pompogamas, the great intelligentsia of the high institute, Makerere University. Mr. President, sir, me standing here is not because of my love, but the hunger I have as a person. As a student of Makerere University, we are not happy with what is happening in Makerere University. We government students, We take translates reading books in high schools, coming to university expecting much, but you have received less than you expected. Mr. President, sir, I would like to thank you for hearing our cry. We, the hungry students of Makerere University, for what you have done. It's a great workload, what you have granted to us. I would like to take you through what we are supposed to receive as we government students. As the freshers, those are the people who have just joined campus, the year ones. They are supposed to receive 799,900 shillings. But then, people who are sleeping inside the halls of university, we have UH, we have Mitchell, we have Mugrum and Sibira, we have the Africa, we have Lumumba, we have Mary Stewart. Yes, whatever it is. People who are sleeping inside, the freshers received 92,000. It was 92 others received 92,000. Those are the freshers. Then the continuing students who are sleeping inside the school received 32, not 320,000. So, Mr. President, sir, come to people who are sleeping outside the halls. People received less money that cannot even accommodate them to pay the rent to the halls, the hostels they are supposed to sleep in. They are sleeping there, but they have nothing to eat. Because those people received 450,000 that they are paying for rent, 350, so they end up remaining with 100,000. Now the semester is ending to that, but money has not been added to us. So you think that somebody is going to the roads. You have the guy called Matene, he's taking our things. We have put our laptops there so that we can get food to survive. My laptop was taken because I had nothing to eat. I had to give Marlene the loan, so my security to give me the money. I expect the money the next month, as they expected, as they promised to us, but didn't receive the money. All my shoes has been taken. I took my shoes to my guy in UH, so that I'll give him money I can get because I was people demanding me. But why all that? Because of the government we are having in university. They're not caring about us, they're caring on themselves. The first week we went to the Senate to negotiate with the dean or to negotiate with the bursar. We ended up negotiating with the officers. All I wanted that the officers, all the staff members of Makerere University. Not really. But we ended up negotiating with the officers. And again, we didn't get a chance of seeing the bursar, no the dean, or the Nawangwe, the VC. Why are they hiding? If what are they doing is very true. So, all know this, but we are unhappy of what is taking place in Makerere University. And Mr. President, sir, I thank you for the great work you've done. Me personally, I like you so much. My nigga, I like you, boy. You get? So, because of hunger, even yesterday, Otule stand up. My brother, that senior comrade is about me supper yesterday. I had no supper. Is that no about for me? So you end up being a burden to senior comrades, which is bad as a government student. We worked hard, we slept, we had translate sleeps, reading books, because all my sisters and brothers went through Makerere University. A lot they told us about Makerere University. But Makerere is starting to become a kindergarten. Things are not moving the way they told us, because all I was studying so that I can reach at the highest skill of integrity. But what is there? They are doing a disservice, hunger. We are many, we over 5,000 people, but because of papers and fixed schedules, 5,000. We are over. Yes, they can't hear all of us. So, a lot we are supposed to be here, but because of fixed schedules, papers and tests, our senior comrades are still there. And I also recall to whoever that is listening to my voice, you should also support us. We are requesting for your donations in whatever hand it will pass through, as long as we can guarantee Makerere, a guarantee common Makerere in the university. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Let us have the former minister, right? A minister in government. The current government. Sorry. She's the minister in charge. They are the people in power. Where is their money?
Praise God. Mr. President, the Secretary General, a good afternoon to all of us who are here. I'm called Doreen Ainembabas, and I'm serving as the current Minister for Production, Employment, Environment and Estates at Makerere University. I'm here to put out a cry to the government students. Members, we are hungry. We are very hungry. So ladies and gentlemen, as I was saying, we Makerere students, we are very hungry. And I want to say that we've been pushed onto the wall since the semester began. We have been adequately given onto our allowance. It's not really working onto us, the government students. Now, this cry that we are putting out, we are calling upon organizations there, people there, to come and hear out our cry. I want to take this opportunity to thank Mr. President for hearing out our cry. We don't take it for granted. Not all have been given the opportunity. Yeah, I want to go back into the statistics of how much we've been receiving since the semester began for those students that stay inside or outside. But I want to say that we need your help, and we call upon the government to do its part. We are tired of empty promises. They're promising here and there. We are tired. I want to end this communication by saying thank you so much for the chance that you've given to us to put out our grievances, and thank you for hearing us. Thank you for providing to us. We are very grateful.
All those words are of a minister in Makerere University. So it means that that is how truthful it is. The students of Makerere are hungry and angered for not fulfilling the obligations of government. But don't you worry, I know it may be after you have left, but we are sure in the government of the National Unity Platform, things will always be moving in the trajectory that we desire, all of us. Let me invite, come and say something, Doctor.
Mr. President, the Secretary General, our leaders and students, good afternoon to you all. I understand you're very hungry and I'm not going to take a lot of your time. People power. People power. Emma Keraroy. Emma Keraroy. Cha. Nawangwezi. Ladies and gentlemen, I stand before you as a former guild president of the Ivory Tower, the magnificent Makerere University. And I'm not new to the challenges that you expressed today. I was personally a government student. So I have gone through such times, and I want to tell you that there is a time we even striked at night because our recess allowances had not come through. So you're not the first, but I just hope that maybe you're the last. I want to remind you that during the time of the bad Idi Amin, all students that went to Makerere studied for free. They didn't pay money. They were given food. They were given allowances. They were given books in the library. But during the good times of the current regime that is compared to the regime of the Amins, we have what we have here today. Am I communicating? Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to assure you that we are with you. We support you as former leaders. We stand with you. We understand your cry. And I want to in a special way to appreciate our party for coming through to help the distressed Makerere students. Because having to read having to use your brain. I think the brain uses the most amount of glucose, but I really wonder if you're really passing those tests. I really wonder if you're... Please, let us remain in line. And I know that we are very hungry, and I want to send out a message to the people that are in charge. If someone is expected to receive 700 plus thousand or 500 something, why would you give them 92,000? There is a belief that the office in charge could be using that money maybe to first make something, then they will give you the profits. And we know these things, we know these things, we know who is in charge of these things. You know the buses office, and we support you. That money is there. They have the money. If they can give musicians billions of money, why shouldn't they give the future of this country the money that they deserve to eat? Ladies and gentlemen, we are with you. We support you. Please continue to fight. Do not stop fighting. We have been threatened. I know that the DPC called some of you this morning, and that's why you're not here. But wherever you are, we stand with you. Mr. DPC, these are your children that you want to survive on hungry stomachs, yet they studied to make it to the university on government scholarship. And they were promised things. We have a contractual agreement with the people that admitted you to the university. They're supposed to provide these things for you. So we stand with you, we support you, continue to fight. The little support that is provided here, I do believe that it can do something, but do not relent. Continue to fight, your money is there, someone is sitting on it, and the more you press, they are going to release that money. People power, our power. Thank you very much.
You are a true former leader. You still have it on your fingertips. Let us invite, I think these three can come at once. Mr. Otuke Isaac, our NUP. Otule. Yes, Mr. Otule. Mr. Wandukwa Simon, and then Mr. Churchill. He'll be the highlight.
Emma Kerero. Emakero, Enupo, Epipo Power, Echaguranyo, Efudo, Ewinningo, Erusing Z, Hanga Z, Administration Z. Hello. The President, the legitimate President of Uganda, our dear Secretary General, the party leadership, student leaders, and everyone around, we welcome you this place. But before I take this great opportunity, as one of the leaders of the NUP interim chapter, to thank our dear President for having listened to our cry. The day we came here to write, very many students were crying in Makerere University over hunger. We had nothing to do. We helped those we could, but we couldn't help everyone. We wrote to the president, he welcomed us, we talked to him, and he said, give some help to the few, and that's what he has done. Mr. President, I'm here to inform you that back in the days, being on government was a pleasure. It was something that everyone wished to be, but today, to the current students of Makerere, it has become a disgrace. If they're on government, they don't give them the allowances. Even parents are well convinced that the government is giving them money, so they don't give them upkeep. Today as I speak, people are starving. But I want to assure Mr. President, this is very unfortunate. We don't wish to see our fellow students starving to death. We don't wish to see them committing suicide. Because when you add anger to examination stress, it equals to death. And yet we are going for our examinations. Mr. President, the day we left here, the DPS of Wandegea, Afande Hassan, called all the Mugosa leaders who came here. He told them, we are going to arrest you, we are going to suspend you. And very many of them got intimidated. He just said that because they're mobilizing for people to come and get food. But I want to assure you, Mr. DPC, we are ready to die of bullets, but we shall not die of hunger. Back to my fellow students. These are the times that we need to stand as the youths of this country. These are the times that we need to know that everything concerns us. When we had the fees policy, some government students were like, I don't pay tuition. The government pays for me. They shied away. Today we're on government. Today's nation is on the government side. Very many private students are like, it's not about me. But I want to assure you, everyone will test on the pain, on the tears of this government. I want to assure you. This is the time that we need to stand, that we need to revive the Makerere that existed, that when one student missed an examination, all the rest never did that examination. But I want to assure you, even me speaking, I missed an examination over tuition. Just because we have lost it. Where have we gone wrong? Why don't we have those solid leaders, the current aspirants? Where did the Makerere leadership go? Where did the revolutionaries go? Where did the Musiris of today? It's time that we need to stand as Makererians and put up a change. And I may have a lot to say, but due to time, thanks very much for listening to me.
Administration Hello. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Wandukwa Simon. I am a third-year law student, and I am a hungry Makererian. Very hungry and very angry. Mr. President, in 2017, the administration of Makerere removed food from halls of residence amidst the strong opposition from the Education Committee of Parliament. And they scrapped off that privilege of food. And from that time, students are dying in their small rooms in Chikumi, and in halls of residence. Students are surviving on cassava and water, and yet they're supposed to be in classes, concentrated and reading. The Nawangwe administration and its policies do not have any empathy on students. All they want is to reduce a university to a go to class and back to your room kind of thing. This is a university, for God's sake. We have had many times when this university comes out to shut down students whenever they have genuine concerns. When the former guild president, Nambasa, was president, she led a team of students to strike for their rights. And I want to tell you, gallant Makererians here, that whereas the NUP, the National Unity Platform here, has given us food in form of rice and posho, I want to implore you, I am not part of those that are going to keep lamenting on several other organizations calling out for food. I want to call upon you, let us get back to streets like we have always done. When Nambasa led a group of students, Nawangwe suspended students until he could not suspend them anymore. There were many. Yes. But when they suspend you alone, everyone keeps quiet. When Basa Price was suspended alone, everyone kept quiet. You know, when I was suspended with a group of few others like Odama there, the rest of you kept quiet. But when Nambasa was suspended with a group of 15, all of them were restated. Now, Nawangwe does not have capacity to suspend all of you in thousands. For God's sake, you are over 5,000 government students. And I want to call upon you that as we are here lamenting about the food problem and challenge in Makerere University, I know we have done our part as government students. We have always come out on street to raise our voices, but there are more problems concerning government students. Recently, they have cut the number of government students from over 5,000 to 3,000. There was a policy that was passed on the floor of Parliament to increase the allowances from 4,500 to 10,000. It was still cut down by the cabinet of Mr. Museveni. Now, these are things we're talking about and a reality in this country. When we talk about these things, many of you think we're politicizing, but the challenges of government students is real. Get back on streets, put on your red gowns whenever you're oppressed, and demand for your rights. Thank you very much. A fighting goal. Intimidation is Z. And I want Z. Ra. Cha. Hello. People power. Our power. We. I say we. People power, Nupa, Bobi Wine, Chaglanyo, Eloise, Katano, Zako, Amafo, pathetic leaders, sympathetic government, Okuchikuo, administration Z, losing Z, hunger Z, starving Z, winning goal. Hello. Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the Republic of Uganda, the Secretary General of the ruling political party, Mr. Treasurer, Minister in charge of Youth Affairs, all esteemed leaders present, gallant Makererians, a good afternoon to you all. My name is Senator Churchill James, a son of the land and a member of the Hungry Students Committee that has decided to associate at the government offices here at Kabule. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to join you to present our plea to the President. Mr. President, just a preamble of the pain and hunger inside the great walls of Makerere. Many students were intimidated from coming, many were demoralized, many were intimidated about suspensions and all what's not. However, in the Duran, ladies and gentlemen, you that are here are a true representation of those that have decided to stand with what you believe is right. The DPC made a few calls yesterday. I, for one, received the call. I was told not to indulge myself in things that do not concern me, but I strongly believe I and Makerere students are as one. Whether or not a government student, what affects a girls Makerere affects us as one. We are here in unison and in unison to extend our cry to you, the President of the National Unity Platform, and to other donors. We are very much aware that a bigger population of people would have been here if it weren't for certain circumstances. Ladies and gentlemen, we have had a history of draconian policies being instigated by the current administration. And Mr. President normally say, a great writer once said that every generation has its mission, and it is upon that generation to betray or fulfill that mission. Guys, Makererians, you have a mission to see that these draconian policies come to an end. You do not need a leader. You don't need a leader to show you direction. However, it is self-instigated. It is self-propagated. I strongly believe you that are here is a true representation of what you believe in. And if you really have to stand for the truth, you better be ready to stand alone. I would like to conclude by saying that the greatest question of the day shall not be answered by the speeches of the nobles, but by blood and iron. Let's get that blood and iron out. Let's go there and let's fight for what's right ours. Emma Kereroi! Emma Kereroi!
You know, when somebody quotes Otto von Bismarck at these times, I'm encouraged and inspired. Thank you very much, Churchill. You've made my day. You have spoken
And I'm grateful that you got the time, Churchill. Thank you. They took the time. Musiri.
Thank you, Deputy Spokesperson of the Mighty Party, National Unity Platform. Mr. President, the Revolutionary President, His Excellency Robert Sentamu Kyagulanyi, aka Bobi Y. I like saying that out. Secretary General and former Speaker, Makerere University, and former President of Law Society at Makerere. My brother, I call him my brother because I love him so much, Benjamin Katana. He loves the institutions, the students at large, and he's our treasurer. Thank you so much for being around. Zake Zivuge, our Commissioner of Parliament. You know you are the Commissioner, the legitimate one. Yes, I mean it. That's why I assert it assertively. Madam President, you know, once a president at Makerere, you die a president, you know that. Nambasa, Shamim Nambasa, and the gallant comrades. First of all, it is not about only government students from Makerere University alone, Mr. President. We have the representation of government students from Chambogo University. Please stand up and the President sees you around. He's alone because right now as we speak, government students of Chambogo University have an industrial action. They are currently striking. They are on the streets. Therefore, those of us that are here, it's just as late as yesterday. As Churchill and colleagues have said, please get out your gowns, iron them, and you know how we do it. You know the practice, you know the culture of Makerere University. Mr. President, I just want to remind these young men, because of time, about our times. You know, you sang some nice song. Of course, all your songs are nice. The lyrics are nice. But you said that people want to go to heaven, but they don't want to die. I don't know whether people think about them. Think about the lyrics, apart from just dancing themselves lame around the lyrics. Therefore, I want to empower young men of the Hill currently, that some of us were suspended, not even once, not even twice, but we still stayed firm and we stood firm. I want to tell you that I was suspended 4 times. I won a scholarship from the Chinese embassy. It was scrapped off during the Christmas fall that I led with colleagues. Mr. President, when impasses like now come, when people are hungry, they forget that they have a duty to fight. I want to thank you, Mr. President. The day we came to Makerere, you named me after a giant on the continent Africa called Stephen Biko Bantu. It was yesterday that you called me the same name. And by calling me Stephen Biko, I knew it was His Excellency Robert Sentamu Kyagulanyi calling, no other. We shall not go into the details of how and what happened on Stephen Biko Bantu. But that's why I want to empower you young men. I want to guide you that scholarship, you are shivering around, saying I can't lose it. I can't do what is best. I can't do my duty. It's nothing. I want to tell you that I have colleagues that have gotten first-class degrees but rotting in the villages because of unemployment. I am telling you that you students, you must know your role, that you are the catalyst of change in the revolution. I want to thank those of you that have come out. Amidst the intimidation, well, you are not even intimidated. Mr. President, the man they are talking about, Matene, who is lending money to your students, our brothers and sisters, is a former emperor of Lumumba. But as we speak now, he's also a coward. He used to stand, but now he's a coward and is being used. We do not know his sources. And I want to tell you, Mr. President, that these people have not yet faced the wrath of the management. But when we stood firm with those of Obediju, Konkboth, Darmel, at one time, Professor Barnabas Nawang was a coward to us, that every day we would stand, he would be on the next plane to Russia. Can't you be like us? I want to remind you, I wasn't acting in any capacity. I was only the class rep of my course that was about to be even cropped off. Just a class rep intimidating a vice chancellor. At one time, we got them in the main building. They started urinating. Vice professors, because these are not professors, these are mafias, acting on behalf of the tyranny to squeeze you, because they know if you stand and just do what you're supposed to do, you can change this government. You are the only way, I mean you students, for our president, His Excellency Robert Sentamu Chagulanyi, to become the next president, because he's the legitimate president that we voted in 2021. Who doesn't know that? But because we were sleeping on job, that's why he's not in the State House. Can you rise up? It's beyond just government students. Because I can tell you, I can tell you that all our institutions are under attack. They are all under siege. We have seen a lot of draconian policies everywhere. And Mr. President, lastly, this is how they compromise these students. While we were fighting and struggling in Fismas Fall, during the draconian policy that necessitates the 15% tuition increment for graduate 5 years, some of the leaders were compromised by just, now one we can go to the climax, to the extreme of just bribing a student by getting what they want. There is one friend of ours who said he wanted to sleep with a white woman. I am telling you, Professor Barnabas Nawang got a white woman for that guy. There are those that were compromised for just on a bed space. And you know them. But when we stood, for example, Papawere, we taught him a lesson. We taught him a lesson. Can you stand up? Garant Makererians, Garant combatants of Makerere, can you stand up and teach somebody a lesson?
Subscribe.
It is time now or never for God and my country.
Thank you, Steve Biko of Uganda. That was powerful. Comrade Bike.
People power, our power. I know you're hungry, so I will not take a lot of time. Garant but hungry intellectuals. This is a sweet but bitter moment. Sweet in a sense that we get share in friendship and comradeship, but bitter that you're hungry. And your hunger is not on account of government's inability to take care of you,
but because you are not a priority of government. Every day you see headlines of billions of money given away because the priority of the rich. If you want to build a country, you invest in building the future. How do you invest in building for the future? You know the motto of Makerere, build for the future, by prioritizing education. But because education is not a priority, because we are not dealing with statesmen who are interested in the future, but we are dealing with people that are interested in regime survival, the money that should have fed you, because it is your right, because you fulfilled your side of the bargain and excelled in exams, that money is used by the regime of Museveni to rent support. And if someone does not treat you as a priority, then you should also not treat them as what? As a priority. Every day we see ridiculous statements coming from Makerere University suspending students. But you know what that means? It means that Nawangwe and the administration have chosen to be agents of oppression. But the bigger problem is not the agents, but the master of the agents, who is oppression personified Museveni. Where there is his name, you can replace it with oppression. And oppression, wherever it exists, the only medicine for oppression is resistance. But if you listen to intimidation from a mere DPC, you listen to intimidation from Nawangwe and others that work with him, you are enabling him to perform his job of being an agent of oppression effectively. You are empowering him. The only way you can stop that oppression is by standing up to be counted. Your hunger has a relationship with the person who is now dying in hospital because there is no medicine and the doctor has not been paid to perform their duty. When a regime loses legitimacy, it now concentrates on two things: violence and buying support. So the money that should have taken care of you, the money that should have worked in the hospitals, the money that should have enabled your parents to access medical care, that should have enabled roads to be worked on, is being used by Museveni to facilitate his political machinery. So from today, you should know that your enemy, the reason why you're hungry, the reason why the side of government has not been fulfilled is not because of Nawangwe. Nawangwe is just an agent of an oppressive and parasitic system of Museveni, which you must stand up and fight. Thank you very much.
Guys, subscribe being extreme media you
The Secretary General. Temuina manyi wanange, and understandably so. People power. Our power. Yeah, thank you so much, Mr. President and fellow leaders. I just want to reiterate the words of Comrade Otule, that injustice against one is injustice against all. And he clearly said that when it came to private students, government students said this does not concern us. Today it is government students and private students are saying this does not concern us. When Makerere is being oppressed, Chambogo says this is not about Chambogo. When Chambogo is being oppressed, Makerere does not speak out. But we eventually realize that we are all caught up in this web of injustice in this our country. I was listening to your leaders the other day and they told me that some female students have been forced to go into what? Because they are hungry and they are starving. How can
students be allowed to go? This one is calling them sleepovers, but they are not really sleepovers. It is terrible. So we must all rise up and resist injustice and impunity. Like my brother Benjamin said, all that is happening is not because the government does not have money. They have more than necessary, but you people are not a priority to them. And yet we are singing that we build for the future, the great Makerere. How can you build for the future when students are hungry and they are starving? And when they rise up to speak, I saw these comrades from Chambogo the other day being picked up like grasshoppers. Right now, as you are coming in, I saw police guys here trying to stop you. And the DPC saying you should not come to Kavule because Kavule is going to give you food. I even saw some propaganda which they had put out there to say that NUP has cancelled this event. That we needed permission from police. We did not get it, therefore the event has been cancelled because they are trying to frustrate you in that regard. So, ladies and gentlemen, we need to understand what is going on in this country. For us as a National Unity Platform, we believe in investing in the future of our country. That is why our main priority is healthcare and education. And I can tell you the day our president sits in that state house, which legitimately would belong to him even right now, the things we are going to focus on most importantly are education and healthcare. Why? Because if you invest in the people, you are investing in the future of your country. That is what we believe in. That is what we believe in as the National Unity Platform. It is very unfortunate. I even saw a headline the other day. They were saying that very soon they are going to scrap government scholarship. Instead of increasing, they are just trying to reduce. And that is what they want to do. They want to scrap government scholarship. And what will happen to that money? You know what has been going on. We lose over 10 trillion shillings in corruption every single year. Other countries are even having free university education for all students. But here, even the few who are on government scholarship, they are not giving you allowances on time, and they are even contemplating removing all that. So I think the most important call today is rise up and defend your rights. Rise up and fight for a better country. Someone was even telling me yesterday that some government students, the little money you get, you send some of it at home. Because your parents are what? Are poor. So you can see that the problem is not only here, it is a national problem. So when a parent is lucky and their child goes on government scholarship, they know that at least these other children are going to get some money. When that government student is given an allowance, this one who is at Makerere is going to send me some money, and I take the siblings of this one to school. So stop looking at this as your own problem. Look at it as a national problem and let us fight to resolve it. Without wasting any other time, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to allow you to allow me again to invite the President to speak to us. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Way. Emakerere. Student soy. Ancestors soy. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Please resume your seats. Now, gallant Makererians, hungry Makererians, today I'm going to be brief. I wanted the world to listen to you, not to me. Me, I graduated from Makerere 21 years ago. So it is you guys that know the Makerere of today. When I was Makerere, when I was in Livingstone, when I was in Makerere, we would eat. Actually, every Thursday we would look forward to some chikoko. Those days, Makerere was the aspiration of every student, every child. We would burn the midnight candle to make sure we reach Makerere.
And every time a child reached Makerere, the parents were relieved. Unfortunately, all that glory has been eroded over time. When I was listening to us singing the university anthem, you know me, I pay attention to the lyrics. I would hear from east to west, from north to the south, all voices singing, "Arise, Makerere." But does that still reflect, does that still make sense? Arise, Makerere. Don't forget, through the years, those that have walked through the great gates of Makerere, are the gates still great? Is Makerere still great? I was very well represented by the people that have spoken, especially your leadership. Your former guild president put it very straight, and I cannot add so much useful stuff to that. However, like Comrade Katana said, all institutions are being eroded slowly but surely. What's painful is that what is meant to build for the future is actually clearly destroying the future. Imagine the children in primary school that are going for their PLE, those that are going for or are doing their UCE exams, those that are sitting their senior six. You think they dream of coming to Makerere, the greatest university in Uganda? No. Because, I mean, look at the government students. Back then we would brag being government students. It meant a lot. People would fear me because I was a government student. They don't fear you anymore. Why? Because of what the regime has reduced you to. This is not an issue of the enablers. It is not an issue of the students that sell you out. As a matter of fact, it is not an issue of Nawangwe. There's the original planner of all this, and that is Genomo 7. And if the guy was gone by now, he would not be here. So, friends, you are on your own. We all are on our own. And therefore, each one of you, each one of us must play a role in the transformation of this country. Everywhere it is dead because that's how they want it to be. They want to reduce you to beggars. But most importantly, they want to beat you down psychologically, to make you believe that you don't deserve anything. You are the first line of intellectualism in Uganda. But look at you, look at how you're being treated. They're forcing you to believe that you don't matter in this country. And I beseech you, don't accept that nonsense because you matter. Back in the day, how could a DPC in my days call a student of Makerere and tell them not to exercise their right? In my generation, you tell us that nonsense. It's like in my generation, all of us were Musiris. All of us were Nambasas. And I request you to emulate these leaders. Dictatorial governments only listen to pressure. And that brings me to why we invited you here. We were in Kisoro yesterday, but we knew that we had to meet you today. So what we are doing today is only a symbolic gesture of solidarity with you, to share a meal with you, but most importantly, to provoke those that are supposed to be fulfilling this responsibility and they are absconding on it. So with this gesture, I want to challenge the administration of Makerere, and indeed to warn you that these students that don't have to eat, when push comes to shove, they are going to eat you. So better do what you have to do now. To you friends, if you don't stand up, nobody is going to see you. If you don't speak up, nobody is going to hear you. Such governments work on pressure. And we hope this gesture, number one, incites others. Because you guys are our children, you are our friends, but most importantly, you are our hope. So I encourage all thoughtful Ugandans to come to your aid. Hunger is not like rent. Rent can wait. Hunger, you cannot hide from it. Some of us have skills in hiding from landlords. But you cannot hide from your own stomach. So this is to remind those that are responsible and to provoke them and to warn them. With those few words, ladies and gentlemen, I want to encourage you to pressure those that are supposed to do things so that they can do what they are mandated to do. I thank you and I encourage you to stand firm to resist. This is oppression, and like Bike said, you can replace oppression with Museveni. Rise up and demand for what's rightfully yours, because if you don't, then even the most basic of your rights, you will lose them. When you pressure them, they'll do what they have to do and everybody will be happy. Thank you very much for God and my country. People power, our power. I definitely don't want to be bya luzungu leero, bya luzungu bannange. Leero luzungu, abo mawulire g'Oluganda mugazze mu Luganda nga munnyonnyola byayogedde mu luzungu. So thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. We will not take questions. We will interact with you. We will now take the next step of the luncheon. A luncheon, there is a registration table there with Alan, so you work it out. You come and tell me here. I will not give you chance because the president has spoken. So we are going to give you the modalities. Don't move as yet. We will give the direction on how we go because we have certain things that you're going to receive. Mr. President, Mr. President, Mr. President, that man has very inspiring words. He really wanted me to give him a chance to say something, but this is what he has for you. He asks you to keep time when you have events, and there is a student who has passed on in Chambogo because of anger. A young girl has passed on because of anger, and let us all stand up in recognition of that lost soul. Let's stand up for recognition of that lost soul. That is what it means. It is not rhetoric. We are not here for games. People are dying, and they are dying of lack of food in the 21st century. May her soul rest in eternity. Thank you. You can have your seats. We will have the other. We are getting. So those of you who have registered, you will do lines here. Alan, let's be here on the lines. Let the people begin from here. We will have the lines, students of Makerere only here. Those who are government students and have registered, come here like this. You will pass here, get whatever you get, and then we will have the meal. Make sure the person in front of you is from Makerere. Feel very proud to know that it is. Make sure it is a government student and it is a student. Okay?